Cameron recently dragged Melyssa Ford after she implied that he allegedly had sex with minor age sex workers in the 90s. Cameron replied to the allegations and wrote, "I told the bleep, don't touch me when we took this pic. Bleep you and bleep your apology. Stay strong and stand on business. We just busy at the moment. We'll get to you soon, boo." He also added, "Nothing violent before you accuse us of more than that bleep that's inaccurate." What are your thoughts on this mess? Al, let's go to you first.
Where was the picture, Claudia? That's the tea. Was that recently?
It was a I think it's a while back. It was a red carpet event. Yeah.
Okay, so they have bad blood already, right? Is that what I'm understanding? You're saying
No,
he said, "Don't touch me" in that picture?
I think he's just saying that now, like, being funny.
Oh, okay, got it. So anyway,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I looked at this. I saw this, and I saw this clip before I looked at Cameron's response. And I got to be honest, Melyssa, you're better than this. I mean, this felt very negligent. It felt sloppy. It felt very dangerous given the climate that we're in, especially in hip hop and with black males in the music industry. It felt clickbait-ish to me. And I know that she's smarter than this. I was actually also extremely disappointed because you're speaking in a space that is very explosive right now, where people are throwing around millions and millions of dollars of lawsuits. And I just felt like it was irresponsible on so many levels. Not only in that, but you're also on one of the best or largest male, all black men, male platforms speaking like this. I don't know. It just didn't hit me right. And I feel like she not only just owes him an apology, but she's got to do better.
All right. Q, what do you think?
It wasn't cool at all. And let's call a spade a spade. Coming off of this puffy stuff, it just wasn't cool. And it kind of feels like the puffy stuff is what led her in this direction. If you were not prepared to say, "I was there, I was on set when," I remember, oftentimes, Claudia, how you say, "Oh, my friend and I remember," or "a friend and I were talking." If you were not ready to give a first or secondhand account of this, what was the reason that you just arbitrarily threw this out and made this connection between them and the potential of it being an underage girl involved? And if there was, and you know more, then you owe it to them and us to say it. If not, this was completely reckless, out of left field. And like Al said, you're better than that, Melyssa.
Melyssa Ford is a very articulate woman. She has a very wide vocabulary. She has a very good grasp of vocabulary, and she speaks very clearly. I just think she's in over her head with those guys over there. Now, I will say this. There is a difference. She is getting accused of saying that they were with an underage girl. That's not what she said. But what she said was just as damaging in these times. She said, "Well, is there a possibility that underage girls could have been in that brothel?" Maybe, Melyssa, but like you said, if you don't have any proof of that, I don't know. You bring that up is the average person that doesn't listen to the entire podcast, word for word, all they hear is you tying them to underage girls. Now, if you know something, say it. If you don't, why? It was an unforced error for Melyssa Ford. It was a really unforced error that maybe have that hypothetical conversation after or before, but independent of you talking about Mason Cameron, because it definitely is giving that, even though that's not what you said. I get it. You didn't say that they were messing with underage girls. You said they could have been in the brothel. That has nothing to do with them, though.
What did you mean by she's over her head in that podcast? I'm sorry.
Well, it's one girl with like a group of guys that are very like they run circles sometimes. Sometimes they run circles around her. And in this case, and I think sometimes, you get frustrated when it's a lot of male energy around you and you're one woman trying to take up for you have the whole black female race species on top of your back and you're scrambling, and the more stress you get, I've had that with us sometimes. You scramble and then you maybe say something, right? I think she's in over her head sometimes with that podcast. I really do. Because those guys, they're all boys. They have that camaraderie. And listen, and they also asked her if she wanted them to edit it out. And she said no. So he
So
did.
it was intentional. It was intentional.
So Joe tried to Joe's credit, he did try to give her a lifeline and save her. And she said no, because I don't think she realized how big of a deal it was. And then when it blew up the next day, then you heard Cameron respond with spilling her tea about, other stuff with tea, not hot tea, but iced tea. I don't know if y'all heard that. If not, y'all can look it up.